Yo, I'm finally back in the building. That's right, it's your boy Divine Sense Boxing. Back at you guys. Yeah, man, like I said, it's been a minute, man. Been a minute. Been crazy busy. Not something that I necessarily wanted to do as far as YouTube is concerned. We were on a nice little run, but priorities first. But I finally found a moment. It's actually late at night for me on Friday night. So I figured, man, let me go ahead and just drop my thoughts. Let me get it out there about the heavyweight division before I head off to bed and get ready for my Saturday. For those of you who don't know, if you don't follow me on social media, and if you don't, you should follow me on the gram at Divine Sense Boxing. But I made a little story, just let people know that, I'm still around. I'm still paying attention. I watched the Andy Ruiz and Ortiz fight. I didn't watch it live because if I watch it live, I would commentate live. You know what I mean? But I did go back and watch it. And I've been paying attention to some people's videos out here, trying to stay up to date as much as I possibly could or possibly can. But I'm personally in some deep training right now, a very strict training regime, getting ready to compete in a regional fitness competition. And I'm also hosting my own fitness competition within my own gyms as well in the latter part of this year. So a lot of shit going on for me, man. But still a lot of things in boxing that I want to continue to talk about, let you guys know that I'm still around, I'm still paying attention, and still want to get my thoughts out there. So everybody dropping in right now, what's up, Demon? I know everybody's at work for the most part. So if you have a moment to stop in, I appreciate you. Hit that like button, get the likes up. I don't plan for this to be too long of a live stream. Like I said, I just wanted to talk about the heavyweight division real quick. And I have a lot more things to talk about as well in boxing that is coming up at the latter part of this year. So first, I want to start off with my thoughts or my recap, I guess, of the Ortiz and Ruiz fight. Like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go live and talk about it and commentate on it like I usually do, but I did go back and watch it. So I want to give you guys my thoughts about that fight, even though it's a little bit late. I mean, for me, it's a classic heavyweight matchup. You got two big boys in there trying to knock each other out. I think that nobody should walk away from that fight feeling like they didn't get their money's worth. Rather, you paid for it or went to the fight. Like, that was a hell of a fight, man. That was a hell of a fight. And I also wasn't able to leave a prediction for that fight either because I just wasn't going live enough to get that prediction out. But I think going into the fight, I honestly thought that Andy Ruiz would win a decision or Ortiz would knock him out. And obviously we know that Ruiz eventually got the decision. So it more or less went the way that I thought that it would have as far as the result. But I didn't expect the knockdowns. And to be honest with you, man, for me, the key component of that fight, the one thing that really surprised me is Andy Ruiz's chin, man. I mean, this dude can take shots. I mean, we've all seen that one photo that has been kind of surfacing and floating around social media of him getting hit with a big shot. His whole damn face, his whole damn head actually is like turned all the way around. And he took it, and he took a lot of hellacious shots from Ortiz. And I feel like in a way that kind of affected Ortiz a little bit. I think that he's a big, strong guy. He's got knockout power. We've seen him knock dudes out before. And I think the ability of Andy Ruiz to take those shots really surprised Ortiz. And there's a psychological effect in boxing, right? When you throw in your best punches and you feel like, man, I timed it and I landed perfectly, and they just eat it and keep coming back with shots. There's psychological warfare in that ring, man. And so I feel like that's something that helped Andy. That's why when people say chins don't matter in boxing, I've had people on my own panel here before saying, oh man, chin is just a chin. It don't mean shit. A chin means a lot in boxing, man, because it's not only your ability to take a shot, but it's that psychological effect that you have on your opponent when your opponent throws their best shit and you can just eat it. You know what I mean? And keep coming forward. Like, there's a whole reason, there's a whole method behind the whole Rocky shit, right? That we all fell in love with in the 70s and 80s, is that ability to take shots and keep coming forward, right? And I don't mind the Rocky movies, but I don't try to idolize it like some people do. But there is the method behind. I do agree with the method behind it, where, you know, toughness matters. A chin matters in boxing. Karma Boxing MMA, what's good, man? I appreciate you. DP in the building, was good. Yeah, Calvin Johnson was good, man. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. It's been a minute since I've been live, so I want to kickstart, get back into the groove. So hitting that like button definitely does help. But I enjoyed every single round of that fight, man. It kept me on the edge of my seat, and that's what I want from a heavyweight matchup. I don't want to see a bunch of holding and a couple of big shots here and there. I want to see two big dudes just go in there and try to make a show, and they did. I want to say this too about Ortiz. You know, we don't even know how old this man is. What is he on paper? Like 43, 44? Like, I don't even know. This dude can be 50. We don't even know. It's quite remarkable that a man his size and his age is able to go 12 rounds the way that he did with Andy Ruiz, and dealing with a guy who's like, Andy Ruiz is no slouch. He's no slouch, man. He's the first person to defeat Anthony Joshua for a reason. When nobody thought, for the most part, that Andy Ruiz was going to do shit to Anthony Joshua. Everyone thought that, oh, that's a knockout. That's a knockout. And Andy Ruiz is in the position that he's in for a reason. The dude is talented, man. He's very talented. And, you know, a lot of people talk about Andy Ruiz. What's up, yo? A lot of people talk about Andy Ruiz and his hand speed and his ability as a heavyweight to put combinations together. You know, that is relevant, and I agree with it, and I notice it. I recognize it. But Andy's a lot more than that, man. Andy is heart. He's grit. He's tough. He's got a chin. And he's got all those tangibles that you need at the heavyweight division. You can have all the hand speed in the world, but if you don't got that ability to take a punch and to stand in there and fight and dig deep into later rounds, then you're never going to be a champ. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be a champ at the heavyweight division, period. What's up, Mangus, man? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you. King of Kings Boxing in the building. What's good? Yeah, get the likes all the way up. It's been a minute since I've been live, man. So, you know, we got to get back in the groove, man. So hit that like button. So, yeah. I enjoyed the fight a lot. It kept me on the edge of the seat. A lot of people were saying that if it wasn't for the knockdowns, Ortiz would have won. I don't know. I watched it as a fan. I didn't score it. So to be completely honest with you, I couldn't tell you how I had it on my scorecards without the knockdowns, none of like that. But I've seen a lot of comments floating around YouTube, people talking about, you know, if Ortiz didn't hit the canvas, then he would have won the fight. I don't know if that's true or not. I thought Andy Ruiz did a pretty good job. Ortiz did his thing as well. And for the most part, man, I'm happy that it ended up this way. And I'll tell you guys why. You know, I've spent some time talking about, you know, Deontay Wilder and who he's going to fight after Robert Helenius. Of course, we never like to get in the cart before the horse. No fight is ever a guarantee. Robert Helenius is a live dog. The dude is a tough guy. I mean, I think for me, with the Wilder comeback, for me, it's more about Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, has he truly gotten over the trilogy with Fury, all of the animosity, the pain, the fights itself, physically, mentally, emotionally, all that shit, right? It's been a year, or it'll be a year by the time he gets back in the ring. Is he refurbished? Is he rejuvenated? Is he recreated, reinvented himself. And if the answers to all those questions are yes, 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 then he knocks out Robert Helenius, period, point blank. I mean, there's no other way around it. But if he does show some areas where he hasn't recovered fully and he's not in the best shape, or he overtrained, or whatever the case may be, nothing's a guarantee, especially in the heavyweight division. But I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. I believe in him, and I believe he's a man of conviction and a man of truth. And I believe that he will do everything he can to win, and I expect him to. So with that being said, I like to talk about the future, and in some regards. And for the Andy Ruiz Ortiz fight, I was a little bit worried, because if Ortiz ended up winning that fight, then basically, Wilder and Ortiz, they're not going to fight again, right? They're not going to fight a third time. Wilder knocked them out twice. So that's off the table. Ruiz goes into the losing column. Theoretically, they could fight. It's a little bit more difficult to make the fight. Now, the fact that Ruiz wins, it puts more cards on the table for Wilder, right? Because now you got Ruiz and the winning column with the WBC, right? Then you got Usyk there, who it looks like the fight with him and Fury is not going to happen. It looks like there's a major push for Fury and Anthony Joshua. So that's a good position to be in if you're Deontay Wilder, right? You got Usyk, obviously, who's got majority of the belts. You can essentially become a unified champion, or you got Andy Ruiz there as well. And really, it doesn't really matter which way you go if you're Deontay Wilder, because it's a win-win situation. If you fight Usyk, you're fighting for the belts. You can become champion again. If you fight Andy Ruiz, that's a hell of a fight to make, easy fight to promote. You got a Mexican-American, an African-American. That itself, within itself, you got hand speed and power. You got a tough guy in Andy Ruiz who showed a lot of toughness versus Luis Ortiz. He's the guy who beat Anthony Joshua. And you got Wilder on the comeback, right? He's on a seek and destroy mission. Easy fight to orchestrate, right? But somebody made a good point on 78's live. He was just live here not too long ago. I was actually listening before I went live on my channel. I forget the man's name, but he said that we might have to hit the pause button a little bit about Wilder Usyk, because can Usyk even come to America? Because that's where the fight has to happen. I mean, Wilder, I don't think he wants to, and I don't think he should go anywhere else but in America to fight somebody like Usyk. So can he come to America or not? I mean, I don't know the logistics behind all of that, but I've heard rumors. Andy Ruiz, though, that's pretty much plug and play. Straight off the top. That's plug and play. And having a guy like Andy Ruiz, if you're Deontay, having a guy like Andy Ruiz on your resume and beating a guy like Andy Ruiz, that's not a bad thing. I mean, all that does is increase your notoriety in the division. Then the walls start closing in on Usyk even more if he continues to hold on to the belts, Fury and Joshua. So like I said, man, it's a win-win situation for Deontay Wilder if he does get past Robert Helenius. DOGG 215 in the building. Was good, bro. It's been a minute. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Calvin. I mean, I know that Fury's banned. That I do know for a fact. The whole Fury family is. But Usyk, I'm not sure. I've only heard rumors. So, there's a lot behind that. Now, I think if you're Deontay, obviously, you're not looking past Robert. You got to focus on that shit. It's our job as content creators and fans of boxing to talk about it and put these possible matchups out there to get the juices flowing, essentially. Now, if people were to ask me which one I prefer, then I would much prefer, what's up, Omega? I would much prefer the Usyk fight, right? Because why not? Like, become a champion again. You deserve that, in my opinion. That's what it's all about, is that status. But it doesn't really bother me that much because, like I said, Andy Ruiz is a hell of a fight to make. Easy fight to sell, like a plug and play. And, Andy Ruiz, who knows? Maybe he can be more of a problem than Usyk. Everyone thinks about Usyk and his boxing ability and this and that. But Usyk is a naturally smaller man than Ruiz. Doesn't have the same type of fast twitch, quick hands like Andy Ruiz. I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? I haven't deep dive into it stylistically yet. But that's something to think about. See, Anthony Joshua, you can beat his robotic ass. You can outbox something like that. It didn't matter. The size didn't matter between Usyk and Joshua. Styles make fights. And even Joshua made improvements in the second fight and did better, in my opinion. He still came up short. He still got outboxed. So, and we know what Ruiz did to Joshua. Ruiz knocked Joshua's ass down on the canvas. So we know he's not scared to step forward and engage and let his hands go. We also know that Deontay sometimes, he gets caught in the mix. I mean, he had that problem with Ortiz, right? He gets caught, mixing it up and getting hit with punches. So it's an interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. The crazy thing is that Usyk versus Wilder, I don't know. See, I don't know if Usyk can take a punch from Wilder. Now, he may be able to duck, slip, box around Lomachenko, Wilder for 9 rounds, but all it takes is one punch. And from what I'm looking at right now with Deontay Wilder, with his weight down, looking lean again, coming back in at 212, 215, or whatever he decides to come in against Robert Helenius, that fast twitch is back. That speed, that power, it's back. He kind of lost that a little bit against Fury because he put on muscle. He slowed down a little bit. So he's also equally going to be faster. And we know that he's got that one-punch knockout power that Joshua doesn't really have. I mean, he can do it, but he's not known for that. Wilder is known for it. And I just don't know if Usyk can take it because, like I said, it only takes one. And the difference between Joshua and Wilder against Usyk is this. Joshua hesitates, right? He looks for openings and shit, but he's too fucking slow sometimes. Wilder doesn't hesitate. He doesn't hesitate. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's an interesting matchup. Nitty G in the building. Was good, bro? I saw you over there at on 78, man. Thanks for the shout out over there, man. I hope you're doing good out there. I agree, Omega. I agree. You definitely don't want to look past Helenius, and we know what Helenius is going to bring. He's going to be a big body, a big presence. He's motivated. Wilder said it himself in his interview again with Fight Hype. He was saying, look, man, I know Robert's hungry. Robert has been waiting for this opportunity to be champion. He ain't coming to play no games. He's coming to knock me out. Yeah, we're sparring partners. We're cool, this and that. We have love for each other, but he's coming to knock my ass out. He's got a goal. And so we know what Robert's going to do. He's going to come in. He's going to try to walk Wilder down, bully him a little bit. Use his size, use his toughness, and basically see if Wilder can pass the test. That's why I said, man, this fight is all about Wilder and coming back off of losses, 2 knockout losses. Let's keep it real. as much as we can continue and have already done our criticisms and done our film studies and have pointed out the obvious bullshit that happened in those two fights, the man still had to pick himself off the canvas. Well, in the third fight and the second fight, he got knocked down. He didn't get knocked out, but he got knocked down. So, is it the end of the world? No. We've seen champions. We've seen Muhammad Ali get knocked down, come back and become a champion. We saw Muhammad Ali get knocked down against Joe Frazier and then come back and beat George Foreman, who's a much stronger puncher than Joe Frazier is. And in the Foreman fight, he never went down. So either, in boxing, man, either you're an Adrian Broner or you're a Muhammad Ali, bro. That's it. It depends on what kind of cloth you're cut from, man. That's the beautiful thing about this sport. You can be somebody like Adrian Broner. And by the way, I'm going to talk about that debate between BFTB and the other homeboy. I forget his name. That debate was fire between those two men about Adrian Broner. So I'm going to speak about that in a second. Stormy B-Man in the building. JC, what's good? What's up, Teach? Y'all hit that like button for me, man. We got to get these likes all the way up. We got to get them all the way up. I haven't been live in a while. We got to get back in the groove. We have 21 people in here. We should have 21 likes. So that was a very interesting debate. But the point I'm trying to make is like you have talent like AB. He's supposed to be the next Mayweather, this, that, and the third, and then he doesn't live up to it. And going through all the bullshit that he went through. So you either be like that, you can be like a Wilder, a guy who used to knock everybody out. Now you're coming off of 2 knockout losses. When AB got smacked up by a Maidana, he was never really the same. So the question will be on Wilder. You got knocked out in the third fight against Fury. How you going to come back? You going to come back like AB, or you going to come back like Muhammad Ali and dust yourself off and become a world champion again? Because that's what Ali did. So it's all eyes on Wilder. It's all about Wilder, man. And in my opinion, he's ready. He's ready. He's a man of conviction. And he seems like he's at peace. I've seen fighters like AB, when he lost to Maidana and started taking L's, and he's going toe-to-toe with a guy like Paulo Malignaggi. I mean, that's what it was. He went toe-to-toe with Paulo Malignaggi. He barely beat Paulie. Right? So, after those fights, you hear him in interviews, the man is already not stable. Now, before that, he was flamboyant. He was cocky. He was loud and shit and talking shit or whatever. But after that, then he started becoming like unstable. The shit that would come out of his mouth. And see, that's clear signs of a fighter that used to be and is not anymore. If you understand what I'm saying. But Wilder, to me, is not showing those signs. He's showing signs of growth. He's showing signs of mental and spiritual recovery. And he's on a new mission. And the main thing for me is that he's no longer doing this for himself. The Fury fights was a lot of animosity, a lot of vengeance, and sometimes that can come and bite you in the ass, right? But he's not fighting for those reasons anymore. He's fighting for the people now. He's coming out to beat the people, or sorry, not to beat the people, but to win for the people. Somebody get this dumbass TBF furball, stupid ass, gay ass name. Get this motherfucker out of here. Get him out. Get him out. We need that bullshit around here. Doesn't matter how long. Doesn't matter how long I'm away from YouTube. They still find a way to infiltrate. Could I have my tea to keep me calm, keep my nerves calm? Because I'd be exploding on these motherfuckers. So I appreciate the wrenches doing that work, man. I appreciate you. So I want to talk about real quick, now that it popped into my head, and I was actually going to do a separate live about that debate between BFTB and the other gentleman's name. If somebody knows, somebody remind me what the dude's name was. It was the first time me hearing his analysis and being introduced to his channel. So put it in the comments on who BFTB recently debated about Adrian Broner. If y'all haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was a very interesting debate. Now, first and foremost, let me say this. Key on everything boxing. That was it. Yeah, that's right. I appreciate you, Omega. So let me say this about the debate. I think for me, it was a draw. Straight up. And I know people get irritated but I'm not on the panel judging it. You know, I'm listening, and I'm giving you guys my honest opinion. I had it a draw. And for me, my thing is, man, there were a lot of things that everything on boxing was saying that made total sense to me about Adrian Broner. Made total sense. I was like, yep, yeah, everything he was saying, a lot of shit he was saying, I was like, yep. But then BF will come out and he'd be like, yeah, but you know, what are the standards? You know what I mean? Like, what are we holding AB up to? You know, like, we can't be, he kept drilling it home. He said, we can't be caught up in our emotions on what we feel about a man. You know, we got to stay in tune with what the actual standards are and facts. Like, what are the facts? The facts are he's a multiple time champion, you know, and shit like that. So I see the angles. And the thing about it is this is one reason why it's hard to debate boxing. And I've been in conversation with Knockout, man, and I'm still trying to get my slot. It's hard for me and Knockout to organize it because I'm overseas and shit. I was actually, I don't know if he wants me to release this information, but I don't think it matters. But we were actually going to debate each other. It was going to be me versus Knockout. And I'm not going to tell you about who the fighters, because he may still want to keep that secret. But we were going to debate each other. We just couldn't line up a time. But you know, I'm still knocking at the door, and I'm still looking forward to debate on the channel because I love being a part of it. But my food for thought about it is this: it's hard to debate, and as much as, what's up, Joseph? What's up, Hoplo? As much as Knockout's trying to orchestrate a very unbiased and fair, straightforward debate, which I love and respect a lot. It's a great thing. It's hard. It's hard because anytime you mix up politics and styles and what ifs and coulda, woulda, shoulda in boxing, the waters become very murky. It becomes very, very difficult to debate. It's like Adrian Broner, man. It's like, yeah, he is a multiple time champion. When all the history books are written, and you know, 20 years from now, when I'm telling my daughter or my grandchildren about Adrian Broner, they're going to say, was he a champion? I'm going to say, well, yeah, he was. But I'm not a casual fan. You see, I'm a hardcore fan. And I remember Adrian Broner for a lot of other bullshit that I don't want to remember him for. And you see, someone like BF, he said none of that shit matters though. Right? Getting his hair brushed, or he's making porno videos and shit and saying dumb shit on the microphone and embarrassing himself, and all the Floyd Mayweather drama and all that don't matter. History books are written. He's a Hall of Famer. That's what the debate was, is he a Hall of Famer? You know what I mean? And it's a tough question to answer because technically he could be. If you hold the standard of being a multiple time champion puts you into the Hall of Fame, then you got a case. It's hard to argue against that. But you see, the Hall of Fame, man, it's like who the fuck makes these lists, man? We all got our own lists, and it's like, who makes these lists? I can make my own, I guess, my own ways to participate in the Hall of Fame, like things that you got to accomplish. I can have my own rule book, I guess you can say, lack of better words. But if the standard right now is currently simply, all you got to do is be a champion. All you got to do is win a couple little weight classes. It doesn't matter who you fight. As long as you win belts, that automatically qualifies for you to be in the Hall of Fame. See, it's tough in boxing, right? Because boxing's unique compared to any other sport. So you look at basketball, and you can't really say, for example, like, I'll give you guys a good example. Those of you who know basketball. And I'm gonna use my hometown team, obviously, right? Because, makes sense. But the Phoenix Suns, right? Phoenix Suns back in the 90s. We all remember the 90s, right? If y'all watch basketball, remember the 90s Suns. Very good basketball team in the early 90s to mid 90s, right? They went to the finals in 93, played the Bulls. So we look at that team, right? The only Hall of Famer right now, anybody who can point at one person and says that person's a Hall of Famer, is Charles Barkley. But the whole fucking team, they had the best record in the league that year and faced off against Michael Jordan in the finals. Now, this is my opinion. My opinion is the point guard of that team who took that team to multiple playoff runs, multiple divisional championships in a span of 5 or 6 years, including Western Conference Finals like 2 or 3 times and the finals itself, is Kevin Johnson. The point guard, right? Kevin Johnson, the guy who dunked on fucking Olajuwon, postered his ass. 6'2" point guard. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated point guards, right? Did great things. Matter of fact, I'll do one even better. When they played the Bulls, I want to say it was game 4 or 5 in Chicago. They went to triple overtime. Kevin Johnson played the whole goddamn game. Never came out once. Played the whole triple overtime. The dude was averaging like 30 points and like 15 assists a season for like 5 seasons. But he won't be in the Hall of Fame. Won't be in the Hall of Fame. Why? Would he be in the Hall of Fame if they actually beat the Bulls? Because he got a chip? Charles Barkley never got a chip, but he's in the Hall of Fame. So this is why it's hard to compare boxing to any other sport, because you could literally beat a dude that nobody really knows, who just, let's say, like, I made an example in the comment section in the debate. I said, okay, if the standard is all you got to do is win a belt or multiple belts, or you become unified in a division, then you automatically qualify for the Hall of Fame. So, all right, is George Kambosos going to be in the Hall of Fame? I'll wait. Is George Kambosos going to be in the Hall of Fame? He beat Kambosos. Or sorry, he beat Teofimo. Teofimo beat Lomachenko. You see, it's that round table, right? It's the domino effect. It's the way shit works. But should it work like that, though? If we're holding it to that same standard, right? Is all you got to do is win a belt. What happened when Kambosos faced off against Devin Haney? He got his ass whooped, and he's about to get it whooped again. Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Kambosos, no disrespect to the man, okay? But he may never win a championship ever again. Like, for real. He may never win a championship ever again after Devin Haney's done with his ass. I'm keeping it a buck. What's up, Just Do? What's up, Big Dog Willie? So it's shit that you got to think about, right? There are so many. I mean, another example is Arturo Gatti and Ward. Do they belong in the Hall of Fame? Mickey Ward, did they belong in the Hall of Fame? We saw what Mayweather did to Arturo Gatti. Now, I'm not saying one loss defines rather you go in the Hall of Fame or not. But what I am saying is who you fight matters. And who you win and lose against matters, in my opinion. Right? There are a lot of... What's up, Anthony? There's a lot of basketball players out there that are hella they're hella good basketball players. But will never make the Hall of Fame. See, that's why teams have their own Hall of Fame. They have for the Phoenix Suns, they have what they call like the Ring of Honor, right? So they honor some of their best players that came through the franchise. They put their picture up in the arena and shit. Most teams do that, right? But to be in the basketball Hall of Fame, you should accomplish great shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Charles Barkley never won a ring. No doubt, no question. No one even thinks twice about whether he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame or not. Karl Malone never won a chip. When you got John Stockton, probably the best point guard to ever play the game. If you want to talk statistically. No one's ever going to break John Stockton's assist record. Not in my lifetime. It ain't going to happen. Right? Never won a chip, but he's a Hall of Famer. There are so many examples. And so when you look, that's why, like, for me, when you look at AB, I'm giving my whole opinion about this. I'm going to give my whole opinion about it, right? Because it's been on my mind. And I know a lot of you guys tuned in about, because you saw the title and you thought I was talking about heavyweights. I was talking about heavyweights a little bit earlier, and I may touch back at it, but I want to get this out because that was a hell of a debate. I enjoyed it. You had two distinguished gentlemen going back and forth. Unfortunately, yeah, big dog, Patrick Ewing's another one. Patrick Ewing, one of the best players to ever come out of college, period. And even Michael Jordan said that. So anyway, I want to give my thoughts about the debate because it was a hell of a debate. Unfortunately, it was kind of spoiled at the end. We had some dumbasses joining the panel. And we all know that's the problem when you open up the panels. You get that shit. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely because it's very interesting. Because BF had a great point and Everything Boxing had a great point. And they were going at it. But I'm going to give you my personal opinion. AB, right? When AB first came onto the scene, and he was like, not only was he good, but he was knocking dudes out. Like, let's not forget, AB was knocking dudes out. And naturally, he was looked at as like, that's Floyd Mayweather's prodigy, right? That's the next Floyd Mayweather. That happened because, they were like close, and that's my big brother and all this different stuff. And he had the shoulder roll and he had the hand speed. He had a nice little check left hook and shit. And so they were like, yeah, that's the next. I mean, he's going to take Mayweather's spot. I mean, that's how the media, took AB. They took AB in that direction. And not only was he explosive and fast and knocking dudes out, he won a couple titles or whatnot. And during that time, I was one of those people that was sold on AB too. I was like, damn, like, this kid is nice, right? And it's a nice story, coming from nothing, from his background, and everybody doubting him, and him basically reaching the top, becoming a champion very young, and making a lot of money very young too, which in my opinion led to his demise. But when you think about it, right? When you look at AB's resume, the guys that he beat to win belts, are they Hall of Famers? The guys, let me repeat that question. The guys that AB beat, will they be Hall of Famers? Most people don't even fucking know who the fuck they are. Some of the best fighters that he did fight, like he fought Maidana and he lost. He got dropped in that fight. He got embarrassed in that fight. Then you go up against a pillow-fisted Paulo Malignaggi. Okay, but yeah, all right. Paulie was a champion once upon a time. All right. But we talking about Paulo Malignaggi here. Is Paulo Malignaggi going to be in the Hall of Fame? Let me put it that way. Fuck the debate. Oh, well, Paulie was a champion at one point. Okay, well, see, it goes back to that same question. The Paulo Malignaggi is like a Kevin Johnson. Pretty good. Made it to the top, made it to the championship. You know what I'm saying? But, is he going to be in the Hall of Fame? No. And AB went life and death with Paulie. So I think that, and I understand BF what he's saying. He's like, you can't take somebody out of the Hall of Fame because you don't like his personality, or you don't like his antics, or you don't like the fact that he was undisciplined, or whatever. Like, I get that, and for the most part, I agree with it. It's like Mike Tyson. A lot of people didn't like Mike Tyson. A lot of people didn't like the things that he did and the things that he said, and him going to prison and all that other shit. But you see, Mike Tyson did something that's special. He became the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. That automatically cements your way into the Hall of Fame. He could have retired. He could have retired before he was 30. And he's still gonna he got those accolades until his deathbed. What did AB do that was so extravagant? That you can say, man, I can't stand the dude, man. The dude's immature, the shit that he does, this, that, and that, his antics, he's undisciplined, blah, 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 blah. But, shit, he did do this one thing, though. He did beat this one fighter, though. You know, like that one extravagant thing where it's like you'll be willing to put everything else on the side. You're willing to say, you know what? I'm not going to mix the two. For me, he didn't do that. For me, he didn't do that one extravagant thing that gives him like a pass to all the other shit. Now, BF probably disagree with me. He probably disagree with me, but for me, that's just my opinion. I thought the world of AB. I thought he was going to do great things, and he became a huge disappointment, all on his own. All on his own. No, he had a red carpet, essentially, rolled out for him. And he dropped the ball all on his own with the drinking, the drugs, the strippers, the eating pussy on camera, like all that crazy shit that he was doing. He did all that on his own. I'm not mixing that with his boxing record and his accomplishments. What I'm trying to point at is the fact that it's not like AB was set up for failure. All this shit that he did that put a firm stop on his legacy, he did it on his own. Is AB's legacy really cemented? Now, if you're BF, you say, well, he already did enough. And that's where I agree to disagree. I don't think he did. Despite all the shit that I don't like, despite all the shit that is disappointing about him, if you say, Devon, bro, stop being emotional, let it go. Oh, I'll put all that shit in a box and I'll put it on the side. I'll say, all right, bro, fair point. All that shit that he did, I'll put it on the side for you, bro. Every little bit of it. Every little bit of it. The hair brushing, all of it. But he still didn't do enough for me. You still didn't do enough for me. And so, like I said, man, for me, you have to do something extravagant, something very, very poignant. It's I understand that we have to understand the standards of boxing, and to me, it's a muddled line. You know what I mean? It's not a clear line. The waters are very murky, man, on what qualifies you to make the Hall of Fame. I'll ask a question for everybody in the chat. Does Joe Calzaghe deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Does Calzaghe deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, he finished his career undefeated. That's not bad, boy. Right? So, I mean, we can talk about a lot of these fighters on whether they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. There are certain fighters that it's like a no-brainer, right? You got some fighters that are debatable. Like, oh, should he not? Let's debate it. Let's think about it. What did he do? What did he not do? Blah, 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 right? But then there are other fighters where it's a no-brainer. Like Mayweather, no-brainer. Pacquiao, no-brainer. Muhammad Ali, no-brainer, right? Sugar Ray Robinson, no-brainer. Sugar Ray Leonard, no-brainer. Roberto Duran, no-brainer. Marvin Hagler, no-brainer. Tommy Hearns, no-brainer, right? But there are certain fighters out there, man, that it's like, And see, because we have those type of fighters, I think the line that you have to cross to be considered of the Hall of Fame needs to be made clear, right? Because we do have examples. We do have examples of true Hall of Famers that are not questionable. Like I said, Mayweather, Pacquiao, and that whole lot, and the Sugar Ray Robinsons. I mean, even Jake LaMotta, even though he lost majority of the times to Robinson, losses don't define whether you go into the Hall of Fame or not. In my opinion, Jake LaMotta is still a Hall of Famer. So we have to understand. Like, we have to set that line. Oh, well, what are you talking about? I just Big Rick James. What are you talking about? I just mentioned Roberto Duran. What? Well, that's not good enough for you. So what do you want? You want Julio Cesar Chavez? Hall of Famer? No problem. Juan Manuel Juarez? Okay. Is that good enough? Marco Antonio Barrera? Is that good enough? Those are Hall of Famer fighters. All right? Relax. I'm sorry I don't get all the names out for you. He's Panamanian, but he's Latino. So you're being very specific here when you want to point out just Mexicans. So you're basically saying, well, why you just mentioning black men? But I'm saying, well, why do you want me to mention only Mexicans? So don't play that game with me, man. But I just gave you some names. Oscar De La Hoya, that's another one. That's another one for you. You want me to keep going? Let me know when you're satisfied. Let me know when you're satisfied. Marquez, Barrera, De La Hoya, Chavez, Senior, not Junior. Junior, sure as fuck ain't no Hall of Famer. I don't forget about anybody, man. My boxing library is immense, sir. So don't worry about that. Anyway, I just wanted to give my thoughts, man, about that debate. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm looking forward to my opportunity to step onto the debate stage. If I can't get on Knockout Boxing for whatever reason it may be, just because of logistics and time, then maybe I'll do it on my own channel. I don't know. But one thing that I did want to say, though, in regards to debates, I kind of got off track a little bit. It's hard to debate, and that's why I'm not like I'm interested to do the debate on Knockout Boxing, man, just because I want to be a part of it. Win or lose, I don't really care. It's just something that I want to be a part of. But I'm not like desperate to do it and like gonna shift my whole fucking schedule around and wake up at 5 a.m. my time to do it or anything like that. Because like I said, man, there's anytime you start to mix the politics and the what ifs, shoulda, woulda, couldas in boxing, and then you mesh that together with styles and who you think would win a fight, the waters become very murky. Now, everybody has their strengths, right? Some people can talk about the history of the sport. Some people are really good at keeping receipts and talking about who was the champion this and that time and talk about belts, unified, undisputed, and go down the ladders and chop it up. That's more like BFTB, right? He likes to pinpoint, dissect, and break things apart and keep receipts. And you got people that are really good at talking about styles. People that are very good at breaking down fights and giving people an image of two fighters going at it and how you see the fight happening, right? And that is my forte. That's what I've always been known for. That's why I'm very good at commentating on fights live, because I'm very abstract, right? When you get into a debate, though, it's always going to get into legacy, get into resumes, get into, oh, he should have fought this person and that person, and get it. That's why debating is tough in this sport. It's tough in any sport, but it's very tough in boxing. So these people are funny, man, sometimes, bro. I just never, it never ceases to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me. And this guy is not the first one. I don't know Big Ricky. I don't know if he's a part of the channel or if he's subscribed or he just popped in. But he ain't the first one, man. I don't understand people, man. I don't understand people. See, this is the problem with the world, man. This is the problem. This is literally the problem. Bro, all I heard was black names, man. What about the Mexicans? Well, what about them, bro? See, I don't understand you. I don't understand you people, man. See, I give people the benefit of the doubt because people don't know me except for what they see here on the camera. Very, very few of you know me like personally. We've had like personal conversations or you've been on the channel long enough where I've given you guys pieces of my personal life. So for the most part, when people come into my chat with that dumb shit like, oh, what about the Mexicans, bro? That shit makes me laugh. You know why it makes me laugh? Because I was born on the border of Mexico and fucking Arizona, bro, in Nogales. I grew up in Phoenix in the hoods with Mexicans, going to boxing gyms with Mexicans. So, like, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb, bro. Like, literally, Benavidez is from he's from my neighborhood. You understand me? So it's just like sometimes people just need to you just think before you say shit. Think before you say, and so this is the problem, man. And people get caught in their feelings, they get emotional, and they're listening to I gotta keep it honest with you. They're listening to the wrong people here on YouTube. See, that's the thing. There are people out here that are so fixated on this idea of like, we gotta have, this team and that team, and we fuck those dudes over there. Yeah, fuck those dudes over there. Yeah. But see, nobody act like that in real life, because you act like that in real life, you get fucking uppercutted. Nobody got no time for shit like that, man. That's a high school shit. That grown ass men and women on here. And it's like, that's the problem, man. It's like right now, right? What is everybody talking about right now? What is everybody talking about right now in America? What's one of the top news right now? Thank God I'm not in America right now, by the way. Woo, thank God I'm not. Turn on the TV. What do I see? Oh, the Queen of England's dead. It's all over the place, right? I wake up in the morning, my phone, like, because I'm subscribed to certain different news channels and shit, because I don't have very many outlets to get my news updates in America, because I live overseas, right? And it's all flooded with the Queen of England. Oh, rest in peace, Queen of England, this, that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I go on Instagram, and I'm going around Twitter, doing my daily routine, and I see people crying. And Americans. Like, people from the UK, they're crying because the Queen died. Like, I can't speak on that because that's your shit over there. Like, no disrespect, but that's y'all shit. I don't know what the fuck. Y'all got some type of attachment with a 96-year-old woman. Y'all want to cry about her? In the UK, that's your queen? All right, whatever. But you got Americans here crying because the queen is dead. I'm over here in Southeast Asia, and I got a friend of mine who's Asian, who lived in the UK for a couple years. She texted me talking about, man, I'm so sad the queen's dead. I was crying this morning. And I'm like, here's my thing, right? And 78 was talking about on his live earlier today. Shit was making me laugh. But all the other, because I can get deep with it. And a lot of you guys, I'm a historian. I can get deep with it on that whole family, that whole royal family. I can hurt a lot of feelings, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna say, you know what, man? She a Queen of England, man. That's their little royal status. They got their thing going on over there. Cool, right? So with all that other deep shit that I can get into, put that on the side. Let me just put it to you this way. She was 96 years old. 96. That's all I gotta say. Let this woman die in peace, man. Let this woman die in peace. 96 years old. She had enough goddamn time on this earth. What are y'all crying about? What are y'all crying about? If my grandma's still alive, and she's pushing 90, right? I'm at the point now, and I love my grandma to death. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm at the point now, like, she can go any day, and it's not about mourning. It's about celebration. If you live till 90, that's a celebration. That's like, damn, you went this long without dying. All the crazy shit in the world, polio and AIDS and fucking viruses and bacteria and fucking world wars and shit. Vaccines and shit. And you still alive? Shit. Let's pop bottles in this bitch. And if I fucking die, if I'm lucky enough to live that long, I don't want to see no mourning. I want to see a celebration. Pop bottles in the big, get strippers, pop bottles, turn on the surround sound, orgy this bitch up, celebrate life. I don't get it, man. They got Americans crying in the States. You got Americans crying in the States for a Queen in England. Wait, what? That shit don't make no goddamn sense. You see, I remember some of us, now Stormy, I know for a fact, that's my big bro. So he's older than me. So I know he clearly remembers when Princess Diana died, right? I was like, I don't know what year that was, but for me, I was probably maybe 12 or 13. And my thing is like, I remember when she died, right? I came home and my stepmom was crying, right? I don't think very much of my stepmom, but that's another topic. But I came home, she was crying. I was like, what are you crying about? Oh, Princess Diana's dead, blah, blah, blah. She's such a great woman. And I'm cruising around. I remember I was like 12, 13. I'm cruising around and go to Walmart or shit, or go to a restaurant or something, and people just watching the news crying. That shit just blow my mind. It's like, I mean, I understand she was I don't, at that time I was 13 years old. I didn't know what type of woman she was, but I'm assuming that she was a good woman. She did good things, and she fed the poor, and she traveled the world, and she was an ambassador of freedom and peace or whatever, man, right? But for me, it's just strange because she ain't got nothing to do with us over here. Like, didn't we fight a war to have nothing to do with that royal family? Like, we're cool now, like, politically, because World War I, World War II, investments, politics, and I don't get into the banking and all the white supremacy bullshit. Don't even get me started on that. We know why we're still friends. Yeah, but look, let's keep it real though. Didn't we fight a war with these motherfuckers? Because we don't want any part of what the fuck they got going on. Taxation without representation, all that shit. Don't want to be part of the empire. And y'all crying about a princess who died back, whatever that was, 98, 99. And then now the queen's dead. Y'all crying over that shit too. Let's see. How many people cried when Kennedy got shot in the back of the fucking head? And the crazy thing about Kennedy is hey, if you pay attention enough, you do your research, YouTube might shut me down for this shit. This is like some high conspiracy shit. We already know who took care of Kennedy. And it was no Jeffrey Oswald or wherever the fuck he was in some warehouse, shooting a moving target from 800 yards away. We already know that. So it's like, this shit just blows my mind, man. We got a person that got shot in the back of the fucking head. Probably one of the realest presidents that we've ever had, to be honest with you. He's the only president that tried to bring money, or the U.S. currency, back to the gold standard. So he was talking about that shit. He tried ending the Federal Reserve. Oh, we got no time for that shit. We got no time for someone like that. And he good looking too. He's probably out here fucking all the bitches in the Oval Office. We already know he fucked Marilyn Monroe. We already know that. You gotta pay attention to this shit, man. You gotta pay attention. I swear to you, no lie. No lie. When I saw the news that the Queen died, my first thought in my head, my first very thought was, she 96. She better off. What a life. Next, let me check out my sports now. That was it. And it's like, I don't understand this attachment. This shit blows my mind. Hot blow don't matter. Front, side, back. Some people say there's a sniper laying in the grass and shit. It don't matter. He was shot in the head. Let's put it. Shot in the head, riding in the back of a fucking car. That's all you got to know. And we know why he was shot. Stormy, I'm trying to talk. Stormy, you be putting these damn comments in the comments. Section distracted me. Shit, my camera going out. Are they trying to shut me down? Are they trying to shut me down or what? Hey, see? You see what I'm talking about, man? What did I say? Before I said what I said they're probably going to shut me down. I told you, see? When channels like myself and others who say things the way we say it and how we say it and when we say it, it's a sensitive time right now. I apologize. It's a sensitive time. The Queen of England's dead. You see? They said we got to calm him down a little bit. We got to put some ice on it. He's cooking. Oh, he's cooking now. We got to put him ice. We got to put him on ice real quick. To pull the plug real quick. They did the same shit to BF the other day. But anyway, it's a beautiful time to be alive. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, man. Wake up in the morning, still got air in your lungs. Got food on your table. Got a roof over your head. You got some beautiful specimen laying next to you. You can make love to. Shit, life is good. Life is good. You don't need nothing. You don't need nothing else. And nothing else, man. Life is good. I'm telling you. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. See, you got the negative shit, man. I'm good at filtering through the bullshit. I'm good at it. I've made a life of it. You know what I mean? I made a life of it. I had to take a sip of my tea after that. But look, man, I think on some real shit. What's up, Macedona's Mac of the South? What's good, my man? Mr. Know-It-All Rams, what's good? I see you in here. But the truth is, man, is I think that we just need to worry about shit that's going on over here. No disrespect to nobody anywhere else. But I'm just keeping it real. We got to worry about the shit that we got going over here. We got boxing. Look what's happening to boxing right now. This is a boxing channel, right? The boxing channel. We associate with boxing channels more or less. But let's take a look at boxing. We got a fight that may not even happen, or I don't know if it's been canceled or what the case is. We got a fight that's not going to happen because the Queen of England just died. What that got to do with us? What does that got to do with us? Investing so much time and energy in some shit that doesn't have anything to do with us, and that's why we can't get shit done right here at home. Think about this, right? Oh, we get so bent out of shape. We get so bent out of shape on who the president is. I don't want Trump. I don't want Biden. I don't. Y'all going crazy, man, going at each other's throats. They got people storming the fucking Capitol and shit. Storming DC. I'm gonna storm the Capitol with my MAGA hats on and shit, without even realizing how the whole system worked, man. How the whole system worked. Y'all go crazy about the president, but none of y'all vote for the governors. Y'all don't vote for the mayors. You don't vote for your House of Representatives. You don't vote for your senators. See, it's just like, don't pay attention. Y'all don't pay attention, man. And I just feel flabbergasted most of the time. Flabbergasted. So worried about what other people doing somewhere else, and it's just like what does that got to do with what we got going on over here? People out there, you got, and I'm my man Omega Red be feeling me on this, and any other veteran that's in the building right now. We got 22 veterans committing suicide every day. 22 veterans commit suicide every day in America. Now, that may not mean so much to some of y'all, but it means something a lot to people like me who served. That shit's crazy. We got veterans living and sleeping off the streets and shit. When their country told them, put on that uniform, we'll make something great out of you. I can get real, real deep with this, and I don't think this is the time to do it. So I'm gonna take a few steps back. Maybe I need to get my other channel going and talk about these type of topics. But so I apologize for everyone who came in here thought I was talking about boxing. It tends to happen, man. And usually it gets set off, man, by some dumbass in the comment section. See, that's the thing. When people come in here and say, "Oh, Devon, man, I thought you were gonna talk about boxing, but you're talking about this other shit." Well, it wasn't on the agenda, bro. You see the title of the video. I'm in here talking about boxing all goddamn day. See, it takes dumbasses and idiots to come in here and say dumb shit. That's how all this stuff gets popped off. Stormy, man. Stormy killing me, man. Nap Artist, what's good, bro? I see you, man. What's up, Nap? He says, nice to catch you live in a while. Did you know there was a killing by the police here in South London? Another racist attack, but it's being overshadowed by the Queen's death. See? And I want to make this clear, too, because I was kind of ranting about the Queen of England a little bit and about how, like, us here in America shouldn't worry about that shit over there. And you know, they pan the cameras and shit of people in England crying because the Queen's dead. But the crazy thing is, man, is I know a lot of dudes from the UK personally, and a lot of them feel the way that I feel about it. Like, oh, she dead. All right, shit. Next. You know, like, so I don't want to paint everybody from the UK with the same brush. What I'm saying is that they're panning the cameras around to the tears in the morning. And meanwhile, like my man Nap Artist just said, people getting shot or being killed, whatever. They're being killed in South London, which is a big thing in London, by the way. It's not like in the States, people got guns and shit. People get shot every day. London, someone gets, stabbed, beaten over the head with a fucking bat, or whatever. It's kind of like, it's kind of a big deal. Another racist attack, especially. So, anyway, let's stay poised and fixated on the things that matter to us. There is a laundry list of things that should matter to us that we need to pay attention to. But one thing is boxing, right? Because boxing, believe it or not, it encompasses many different things. It's intertwined with many different facets within our life, man. Everything that happened between Wilder and Fury, that shit is much deeper than boxing. This fight not happening when it should have happened, but it's not happening because of Queen's death. That shit's deeper than boxing. Mr. Fist, what's good, man? Yeah, Chazamain. There's another one right there from the UK. See? Tahira Do. Oh, what's good? I see you. Sorry, I missed your comment. Stopping through to show some love from the Just Do Boxing family. The fight was postponed until October 15th. Shake my head. Yeah. So we all know what happened October 15th, right? That's the same date as Wilder and Helenius, right? And not only that, Caleb Plant and what's his face? Y'all got my mind in a whole nother dimension right now. I can't even think straight. But anyways, yeah, they lined it up on the same date as a big fight. So now they forced you to choose. They forced you to choose on which fight you're gonna watch. We're gonna make sure the timing is pretty much, coinciding as well. We want to make sure that, we force you to choose. When before it was like, you know, different dates, different locations, you know, you can watch one fight and then watch the other. Platt Boys in the building was good. Oh, you missed a whole lot, Omega. You missed a whole lot, bro. YouTube trying to shut me down and shit. Yeah. But look, man, I mean, some things it's just, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You can't change it. And these people, man, the powers that be, they just continue to bend us right over, no lube, and just continue to fucking give it to us. And we just take it. Oh, I just love boxing so much. Oh, yeah. You know, and so it's like, all right, Divine, what do we do? Well, shit. I mean, there is such a thing called boycott. How about we get, you know, the same reason why the what fight that wasn't made, the Farmer and Mickey Bay fight, right? That fight fell through because of supposedly promotional issues, right? Well, let's give them a real reason to have promotional issues. How about that? Let's give them a real reason. Just boycott a whole goddamn fight card, a whole main event. Just boycott the bitch. But unfortunately, us hardcore boxing fans are highly outnumbered to the casual fan. The casual fans, they just keep paying. You know, they just keep interjecting and allowing this bullshit. And it's just, you know, it's just not much we can do about it. Except express our displeasure right here on these airwaves, man. Oh, but you know, that's how they do you. That's how a lot of people don't get notifications. You know how so many people contact me once I'm done going live and then, you know, it's uploaded. People get upset. They get upset because they want to be a part of the chat. They want to be a part of the live. They're not getting notified. But that's how it goes, man. Because I was thinking, like, hold up, man. Hold up. Like when I got, for my channel, I got over 4,000 subscribers. And I can only get 20 people in a live. How that shit add up? Somebody explain the math of that to me. I have 4,000 subscribers, I get 20 fucking people in here. And the 20 people in here right now, like they're like ardent supporters of the channel. I'm guessing a lot of you check every once in a while to see if I'm on live because you don't want to miss a live because you ain't getting notified if I do go live. So therefore, you got to go on my channel to make sure that I am not going live. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people that are in here right now, they make an extra effort. And I appreciate every single one of you. But a lot of people, man, they're not getting notified, man. And why? So why? You know? Or if I got like a flashy camera and flashy lights in here and just talk about boxing, be a good little boy. Please be a good little boy and just talk about things that we need you to talk about. Don't talk about these controversial conspiracy things, you know, because it sends the wrong message. You know, just you know, use your aesthetics and make it look beautiful and nice and just talk about boxing, and we'll be more than happy to notify more of your subscribers when you go live. But unfortunately, and you can verify this with the military, I have a big mouth. I can't help it. I literally can't help it. I say what I feel and I say what I think. When things are wrong and fucked up, I say it. And then, you know, that's why me and the military didn't get along. We can't have people like this in the military questioning our shit. We need you to fall in line. You know, fall in line. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, sir, I can't do that because what you're trying to do out here is fucked up. So I guess I'll just be stuck with what I'm stuck with. And those who can be a part of the live, then, you know, hey, it is what it is. What's up, Healer? I appreciate you stopping by today, man. And for every person that hit the like button today, I appreciate you immensely, man. Much love. Much love. At least we can do that. At least we can get the likes up. That's the least we can do, right? Oh, Mr. Fist, facts, bro. 100% facts. But I was gonna say something about Google, but I'm not gonna say it because they'll probably just ban me. Then I won't have any channel. So I'm practicing. I'm practicing. You know, meditation techniques. You know what I mean? Like, right. So I'm trying to get better. But look, man, I'm excited for the heavyweight division. It's becoming my favorite. It's becoming my favorite division right now, and the main reason for that is because all these. I mean, it's like when I look at like I'm still entertained about Haney, you know, and 135, 140, a lot of talent, a lot of things that we continue to talk about. 175 is starting to dry up, in my opinion. Like, why the fuck hasn't Bivol and Beterbiev fought yet? It just crossed my mind the other day. Why aren't these two men fighting? And I think it was 78. Was it 78 or Drew? They said something like the powers that be, right? They don't want two white dudes to fight each other for undisputed. You got to have an African American in there, or a black dude from the UK, or whatever. They don't want two white dudes to go out. And I was thinking, for real? Nah, that can't be true, right? But then I started thinking about it. When the fuck was the last time you had two white champions fight for an undisputed? I'll wait for that one. When was the last time two white guys fought against each other for undisputed? Now, I know, I understand some of it's because there's not a lot of like highly talented white fighters out there. That's true. But we're talking about a long history of boxing here. There's been a lot of white dudes that have been champions that have come through boxing over the past 150 years. But I just started thinking about that. Now, I don't know if it's just circumstance and, well, there's just not enough white dudes out there that are champions that can fight against each other, or is it because they don't want to market it? That's crazy. But at the end of the day, 175 is drying up. You know, Bivol and Beterbiev they're not fighting each other. I don't know what's going on lately at cruiserweight. Ain't not much going on over there either. So really, you got the heavyweights, right? So right now it's my favorite division. Oh, and don't forget, we got the Crawford and Spence bullshit. You got Crawford and Spence. What are we? We're in September now. We're in September now. Spence Crawford. Y'all going at each other's throats for a whole goddamn year. For what? Going at each other's throats for a whole damn year. And for what? And to make it worse, promoters make it worse. Because promoters come out every month or so and say, we're really close to the fight. We're so close. There's just a few small details that we need to address, and the fight will be coming soon. Motherfuckers come on YouTube again. Yeah, man, bitch, man. Spence is gonna beat Crawford's ass. What? Man, Spence ain't shit. Crawford, man, he's the GOAT. He's a Hall of Famer. This, that, and they're going crazy, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then it starts to die off. And see, the promoters, right? They're like vampires. They suck the blood out of boxing fans. They see that. They're like, oh, they're starting to forget about it. So what do we do? Or let's drop another little tabloid. Let's drop another headliner. Oh, breaking news. Spence writes this on Twitter about Crawford. And it's just like, we're getting out here. We're getting pimped out. That's what it is. Boxing fans out here getting pimped out. So I'm just like, anytime someone makes a video about Earl and Bud, the first thing I do, I don't care what channel it is, by the way. I got mad love for a lot of channels out here, but if you make a video about Earl, anything with Bud or Earl in your title, I'm going to check my websites to make sure that fight isn't happening. And if the fight hasn't been made yet, I don't watch your shit, bro. I'm telling you right now. I'm fucking telling you right now. I ain't watching your shit. I'm just keeping it real. If you put Bud or Spence in your titles right now, and that fight ain't made, I ain't watching your shit, bro. I'll wait for you to drop some other shit. Looks like we got another one. We got another one in the chat. We got another one in the chat. Cool boy, don't come in here with that. Don't come in here with, if you want to come in here and talk boxing, talk boxing. Don't come in here with none of this LDBC, blacks, browns, whites, purple, greens. I don't got no time for it, and nobody else in this chat does. You want to come in here and talk about boxers and boxing? You're more than welcome. It's a fucking boxing channel. No one's stopping you. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Fit. One more week. We got one more week. We're getting super close. Y'all getting pimped out, man. I ain't getting pimped out. I've said my piece more than I probably should have about Bud and Spence, and I'm not revisiting until that fight happens, man. You know what, man? If these dudes can't make the fight, it's on them, bro. It's on them. They want to fuck up their legacy, it's on them. And on some real talk, I'm a Spence fan, right? I've never been shy to say that. I am. I respect Bud. I think he's very, very talented. But as a Spence fan, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's time to move the fuck on, bro. Like, it's time to move the fuck on. Why are you waiting for Bud for it? But I mean, you at fault, he's at fault. Like, at the end of the day, you the champ, bro. You the unified champ. I'm keeping it real with Spence right now. You the unified champ, man. You going on 6 months already since the last time you fought. You pushing 6 months. We're gonna do with these titles, bro. You gonna defend these titles? You got contenders. You got fucking mandatories. You got shit that you need to handle. There's plenty of talent at 147. Oh man, there's a lot of talent at 147, bro. So fuck what Bud's trying to do. And I don't know if Spence is worried about, oh, well, if I go and fight someone else, they'll blame it on me. And then Bud will come out and say, oh, you see, he never wanted to fight me. Well, then fuck Bud then. How about that? Fuck Bud then if Bud does that shit. Because that's some soft shit. That's some pussy ass shit. What do you want Spence to do? He's the unified champ. He got business to take care of. He can't be waiting around, waiting for Bud to get his little cut or whatever the fuck you guys are negotiating. He ain't got time for that shit. He got other shit. He got other business to handle. And quite frankly, Bud, you're a champion too. You're a champion too. So what are you doing? What are you doing? So 100% as a Spence fan, it's time to move on. Like, before you know it, 2022 is done. The whole damn year is gone. You're wasting the whole goddamn year trying to make a fight. Like, it should blow my mind. It should blow my mind, bro. And meanwhile, you got like talent, you got Ortiz, you got Boots, you got all these dudes at 147. They just waiting for a chance. They out here waiting. Wait, like, bro, give me a chance, bro. Right? So that's where I'm at right now with it. That's exactly where I'm at right now with that fight. So heavyweights, though, that shit's lit right now. Heavyweights are lit. Andrew Ruiz just coming off a victory. Wilder's back. You know, Usyk, he got majority of the belts. He just beat Joshua. You got Fury. He's starting to make videos because, you know, Fury, he wants to be a part of the party. I'm retired. But then, I still want to be a part of the, it's kind of like, it's like, it's like when you hit like, when you can start getting closer to 40, you ain't trying to go to the club no more. See, your vibe different. See, when you're in your 20s, you be hitting the club, checking out the chicks, buying drinks at the bar, coming back home 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to get some pussy or whatnot. And you go through that. And then you start getting into your mid-30s and shit, closer to 40. You're like, man, I got no time for that. So you shift your game up. You start meeting chicks at the library, at the coffee shop. You start hitting up fucking Tinder and shit. You want to meet up and watch a movie, do more low-key shit, Netflix and chill type shit. You ain't got no time for the club, right? But every once in a while, you got that little itch. You're like, man, I gotta see what kind of women's out there, man. I haven't been out in the club in a minute. I want to see how they dressing up, And you go to the club after not going to the club for like 3 years, and your whole mind is just blown. You're like, damn, look at all this ass out here. Shit, I try to step away from it, but I'm back. I want to be part of this party. I said, all these dudes out here getting all this ass. I ain't getting none of this ass. Shit. You forget that you 38. You forget real quick that you 38. See, that's Tyson Fury. That's what Tyson Fury is. All right? He away from the party a little bit too long. He's seen everyone else having fun. You know what I mean? And now he trying to jump back in. He's trying to go back to the club now. That's how I see it. What's up, Freddie? What's up, Marcus? My man Marcus Walls. What's up, man? He's back in that super chat, man. Good. Salute, Devon. Good to see you back, man. I'm back, man. I just been real busy. Life been kind of, the waves of life been kind of throwing me in different directions and whatnot. But I'm actually currently under some strict training regime, training for a big fitness competition out here in Southeast Asia. So I'm really dedicating my time to that. I want to perform well. Put another fucking trophy in my little trophy room. You know what I mean? So it's been hard to make time, man, to come on here. But I do miss kicking it with the family for sure. That's one of the biggest reasons why I come back on here is because of the family, man. Nothing really else. I can talk about boxing to my friends. I can just cruise around and do my thing. But I really do miss chopping it up with you guys, man, and just kicking it. So I appreciate that super chat. Super chats like this definitely is like a reminder of why I need to stay a part of this, man, because I know you guys appreciate the content. So yeah, man. I'm excited about the heavyweight division. I wanted to come out here and give you guys my thoughts about the Ortiz and Ruiz fight since I didn't commentate on it live. I didn't give you guys a prediction or a recap. I did it earlier in this stream, so y'all can rewind it back to the early part of the stream to hear my thoughts about that fight. And I talked a little bit about what I think Wilder's going to do next if he gets past Robert Helenius. I did point out that Robert Helenius is not a pushover. It's a fight that, in a way, the spotlight's on Deontay. Is he recovered? Is he rejuvenated? Is he resurrected? From the trilogy, from Fury, all the animosity, the emotions, the spiritual attachments, all that craziness. Is he refreshed? You know what I mean? And either he is or he isn't. And if he is, then who do I think he fights next? Who do I want him to fight next? Is Usyk. But who do I think he'll fight next? I think it's Andy Ruiz. And I don't think that's a loss. That's still a great fight to make, a great fight to promote, a great fight to be a part of. And it's a great fighter to have on either one of these two men's resumes. And I think it's great. I think it's great all the way around, man. And I'm just super excited. October 15th is starting to creep slowly up. And with that being said, we're closing in on a month away. I need to drop my prediction video, man. I need to drop my prediction video of Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius, let you guys know what I think about the fight. And, we got to put energy into that shit, man. We need to put energy into Deontay Wilder's comeback. See, when Wilder was getting ready to fight Fury, the third fight, the whole YouTube was blowing up. People getting views, people commenting, people liking, sharing videos. We need to bring that back, man, because the champ is back. Deontay's back, man. The American heavyweight champion is back. So let's do our part. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to drop my prediction videos. I'm going to try to get away with some film studies. It's hard on YouTube, but I'm going to try to see what I can get away with, to look at some stuff that I've been seeing in Wilder's training, some improvement, some different things that I've kind of kept an eye on. If you guys don't know, Malik Scott is extremely active on IG. He's always dropping nice little gems here and there. If you really love the stylistic point of view of boxing, Malik is he's a real student of the game, man. He drops these little gems on his IG, man. Y'all should be following Malik Scott for sure. And so that's on the horizon. And I also want to talk about Caleb Plant and Darrell. They're going to be fighting on that same card. That's a hell of a fight right there. There's a lot of bad blood between those two guys, man. A lot of bad blood. That press conference was funny as fuck. If you guys haven't seen the Plant Darrell press conference, y'all need to watch that shit, man. They do not like each other. They do not like each other, man. Like, for real. And it's funny because Plant was like, I don't know why this dude doesn't like me so much. But Darrell is like, I just don't like you at all. I don't want to. It's just, I love it, man. I love this shit. Man. So that's another great fight that I want to talk about, break down, give prediction to. That fight card is stacked. It's unfortunate, man, that another fight, two women champions who should have had their own goddamn date is being put on that date. So I don't know how I'm going to conduct my live stream on that day, man, because it's like I want to do both. So we're just going to have to see how it all folds out and turns out, man. But as far as the Wilder Helenius fight card with Caleb Plant and Darrell on there, man, that's just very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. OG Tate was good. Man, Plant needs a good victory. Because the thing about Plant is, right, the only thing that he can really ride on right now is the fact that, he won that IBF against Askugi, or however the fuck you pronounce his name, right? And he uses and it's a credible win. Don't get me wrong, it's a credible win. But that's all he's really got right now. He had his chance against Canelo, came up short, whatever the case may be. But other than that, like, as a Caleb Plant fan, that's what it is, man. He doesn't really have anybody on his resume. He needs a good performance to really get back and get that respect in that 168 division. You know what I mean? And maybe knock on the door of Canelo again. I don't know. You know what I mean? But maybe he can pull like Billy Joe Saunders out of the woodwork. I don't fucking know, man. But he needs a good performance. And Darrell, it's him having on. It's a good name to have on the resume. I think he's a little bit past his prime. I think he's past his best days. But nonetheless, it's a good name to have on the resume. But it's more so about the performance. He needs to have a phenomenal performance. He can't go in there and fight life and death and win by a close decision or a split decision, because although it's a victory, it's just kind of like, do we really want to put him in a big fight again soon? Like, you know what I mean? He needs to come out there and he needs to beat the brakes off Darrell. That's what he needs to do. He's got the youth. He's got the talent. He just needs to come in there and just beat Darrell's ass. That's what he needs to do. And so, I don't know. I'm going to have to do some film study to see, because Darrell, man, he's like an old dog, man. And one thing old dogs have, they still got a bite. They don't have that. They don't have that agility and speed like they once had, but they still got that bite. Like Darrell, man, he can crack. If he can land something nice. We saw Caleb Plant hurt before, especially when his gas tank gets low. Caleb Plant can get hurt. So I think that he's Darrell is an old dog, but he's got a chance. He's got a real live chance. I don't think this is an easy win, or I don't think it's a given win for Caleb Plant. But yeah, he should perform well. And just like Wilder, Plant and Wilder are kind of in a similar situation, right? They're both coming off of knockout losses, and that kind of speculation is there. That spotlight is there. It's like, we know your abilities. Plant being a pure boxer, Wilder being a knockout artist. We know your abilities, but after taking losses like that, have you truly recovered? Plant and his wife just had a kid and shit. Is he really dedicated to the sport? He got a lot of money in the Canelo fight, more money than he'd ever got in his career. Did that shit get to his head? Darrell being an old dog, he got less to lose. He's got less to lose. He may say, man, I'm just gonna come in here. I'm gonna throw everything at Plant. I'm gonna try to knock his ass out early. And if Plant isn't really dedicated, like he's trying to convince people that he is, and that the Canelo lost it and doesn't mean much to him, and he's moved past it, and he still loves the sport, he's gonna have to prove it. He's gonna have to prove it. Stormy says, boxing. Devon says, boxing. I did a nice recap of Chavez versus Ramirez back in 1988 last night. Check me out. Oh shit. I don't remember that fight live because I was a little toddler running around, but I guarantee you my dad watched it. And I do remember my dad talking about it. That's something that I definitely need to watch. Appreciate that, Stormy. I'm going to stop by for sure. I mean, Billy Joe, a lot of people talk shit about Billy Joe. Billy Joe's a quality fighter, man. If people think about the Canelo fight, I mean, he gave up against Canelo. I don't care what no one says. He gave up. And here's the thing about Billy Joe, is that Billy Joe is the type of guy, I like to call these type of guys like front runners. We all know front runners in school. From grade school all the way to high school, all the way to uni, if you've ever played at like any other in a professional level of any sport. The type of players, the teammates or athletes that they're used to being better than everyone. The moment someone is as good as them or better, they make excuses and they fucking give up. That's what Billy Joe Saunders is. When you look at Billy Joe Saunders against David Lemieux, right? He was schooling David Lemieux, putting his hands behind his back and shit, and being all slick and smooth and making David Lemieux look suspect, making David Lemieux look like they don't even belong in the same ring together, right? That's great. Entertaining. But the moment someone actually stood up to him like Canelo did, and he got popped in the eye, this dude gave up, bro. And sometimes that's what happens. It's like sometimes these certain type of athletes, they got all the talent in the world, but as soon as they know that it's tough, or it's tougher than they thought, or like they're going to be going up against a guy that may beat them, it's better to give up than to get beat. It's better to say, oh, I twisted my ankle, than actually show up to the game and get beat fair and square. And to me, that's the type of guy Billy Joe Saunders is. Loads of talent. Very talented fighter, no doubt about it. But when he gets into a situation where he feels like he got the short end of the stick and things are not going his way, he finds a way out. I'm waiting for someone to prove me wrong on that. And so a potential matchup between him and Plant, it's a battle of who's going to give up first, because that's a boxing match. It's going to be a battle of who will give up first. And we've seen a little something about Plant too. Plant with all the shit that all the slapping and shit that he did at press conferences, and which I loved. I loved that. But then when it came into the ring, he's having little conversations with Canelo, little suspect shit too. Oh, you think I'm good? I'm pretty good, right? So both Billy Joe and Caleb Plant got a little bit of, I don't know, they got a little charmin in them. A little bit of softness to it. So I don't know who's going to give up. Someone's going to give up in that fight. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'll change my tune. I'll change my tune if Plant goes in there and beats the break off of Darrell. And maybe he was starstruck. Maybe Canelo made the spotlight, whatever. Maybe that got to him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If he beats the brakes off of Darrell, then he needs to do that. And Divine saw Darrell at Wilder versus 3. Oh, for real? Nice. OG tape, Billy Joe is more special. He's special, talented wise, but like I said, he gives up. You can't be a quitter in boxing, bro. You're only going to go so far with talent. At some point, someone's going to step up to you. You got to fight. You got to fight. You know what I mean? You got to fight. What's up? A1 Hoops on, man. I'm on A1, bro. Football about to start. I know you about that basketball shit, but I'm excited, man. Football season about to start. It's my favorite time of the year, man. It's the favorite time of the year. For me, it's great because y'all watch games Sunday. You know, most games are Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. So for me, I get to get up on Monday, get my coffee, watch my games, watch the replays. So it's my new Monday morning routine. It's my favorite part of the year, man, because Mondays are usually shit. I hate Mondays. But now, at least I got football to start my week off right. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Basketball not too far away either, man. Shit, they're about to be in September now, October. Yeah, basketball coming too, man. Basketball coming too. I'm excited about basketball, man. My son's let me down. My son's let me down so bad, A1. My son's let me down, A1. Bro. The fuck was that shit? Game 7 against the Mavericks, bro. That shit was fucking... oh, God. Oh, God. If it wasn't for my daughter, bro, trying to, like... calming me down, I would have fucking drop-kicked my TV, bro. I got a temper like that sometimes when I watch sports. I got to calm down. Freddie Ruger, facts. Adrian Broner is undefeated at press conferences, though. That is facts. Freddie Ruger, the cars ain't doing ish. Okay. Hey, I like the fact, though, that the Cardinals, man, first game in, boom, they got the Chiefs at home. I like that because to me, as a Cardinals fan, I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna see what's up. And if they look like shit, I'll probably just write the whole damn season off. I ain't playing. If they get their ass beat by the Chiefs, I'm like, man, it's over. But if they play well at home, first game of the year against Patrick Mahomes, man, then I'll be optimistic. But anyways, guys, man, this shit's late as fuck for me, man. I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up early tomorrow morning. A long day. Saturdays are always hectic for me, man. But look, it was good to come back on here and chop it up with you guys again. It's been a minute. For every single person that came in and hit that like button, man, I appreciate you, man. We can get to 50 likes, man, before I get up out of here. I'd appreciate that. I need somebody to be 49 and 50 right quick. Somebody hit that 49 and 50 for me right quick so we can close this off on a high note. I came back. I don't think my last live was probably like shit almost 2 weeks ago. So it's a little comeback, man. Get back in the groove, get back in the rhythm of talking about boxing, talking about life, talking about whatever comes up. I'll talk about a little bit of everything in this live stream, man. If you missed it, rewind the tape. We talked about a lot of interesting things in here, not just boxing, but we got into some little conspiracy. We got a little controversy that happens sometimes here on Divine Sense, man. So check it out if you missed it. And before you dip up out of here, hit that like button before you go, man. But I'm gonna go and get up out of here. It's 1 a.m. my time, man. I gotta sleep. But I appreciate every single one of you who did make the effort to come in today. I know a lot of you guys are working, and you guys stopped by to just peep in real quick. So much love and appreciation. And for the super chats as well. Anybody who sent me a Cash App, I haven't checked yet, but if you did send me a Cash App, I appreciate you, man. I'll be back on here soon. I hope, man. I hope it's not another 2 weeks. I'll try to be in here later in the week because I do want to talk about in more detail Wilder and Harlanius, and I want to talk a little bit more in depth about Plant and Darrell, and I think I have something on the deck for Devin Haney and Kambosos too. I think I got something on the deck for you guys on that one too. So y'all stay tuned, man. I appreciate you, and I'll be back on here with another one very, very soon, man. Much love. Stay strong, stay positive. It's your boy Devon. I'm out.